could we see a run on Alabama players now?
I mean,
well, here's
Allen
Redskins
and Howard
are on the
have
clock.
to be going soon.
Yeah, the Redskins.
Washington here, I think they could use both those players, Jonathan Allen or Foster.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, I mean, Howard isn't not necessarily a need for Washington with Jordan Reed, but you just never know because of the value at this point. So, I mean,
well, there's a nightmare of mine if there's Jonathan Allen ended up at Washington here.
Real quick, just circling back to the Cowboys. So Humphrey makes 2 30 visits that the Cowboys had that are gone now, right?
Right.
Humphrey and Barnett.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So, but you're on this about Jonathan Allen though. You think this is a great fit for them at the? I mean, of course it's a great. He's one of the best 3 techniques in this draft.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this has to be a shoulder issue.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't watch Jonathan Allen's tape and tell me he is not a top 10 pick in this draft. You can't do it.
Yeah.
He absolutely is. So I think this is teams just kind of scared off a little bit, but at some point, and you just have to believe that it's worth it. And for the Redskins here, it might be worth it. I don't know. Only they know with the medical information that their trainers gave them what that says. But it's interesting. Miles Jack, we talked about last year how issues down the line. And it's kind of similar with Allen, where teams aren't necessarily worried about right now. It's the shoulder, and at what point are those shoulders going to be an issue? Is it at the combine? Jonathan Allen said it's not something you have to worry about until after his playing career is done.
Right.
When he's 50, that's when those arthritic shoulders were going to be an issue for him. Maybe some team medical staffs had different opinion on that and think, you know what, we're not sure he's going to play 5 years into his rookie deal until with those shoulders giving him some issues. So we just don't know at this point.
Yeah, Dave, your thoughts on Jonathan Allen? I mean, I thought he hit him pretty well.
Just assume right now, thinking about this pick, what would he do for Washington? That's what I want to know.
What do you mean?
Play as a...
He would be there. I mean, they don't play a 4-3.
Right.
So, no. Alabama played a 3-4.
Yeah, he plays in and kick him inside the nickel.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking. I'm just curious.
I think it'd be a perfect fit for him because he can play the 5 technique. He can play inside, can play outside the tackle shoulder. I mean, that's one of the appeals to me with Jonathan Allen is not just the power and the quickness, but how smart he is, how versatile he is. I mean, he can do those different things. And for the Redskins, again, if they're okay with their shoulders, gosh, I mean, it's a heck of a pick here.
Yeah, well, it's the Redskins pick is in. Where we'll get it here from the commissioner momentarily. I just don't know. Again, I think you're right about the shoulders, Dane, but I don't see it as being something that I didn't get the feeling that everybody was like to the point where he was going to drop all the way down to 17.
Do you know how this team felt about his shoulders?
No, I didn't feel like it was bad.
At what point do you start talking about going up to get Jonathan Allen? If you're this team, if you're the Cowboys.
Well, see, that's what I'm
20s.
saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We were talking about the 20s.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just don't see how Washington passes this guy, though.
I agree.
I mean, I like what we were talking about. He plays defensive end in the scheme of 3-4 scheme in Alabama. Plays the 5 technique. In passing situations, you kick him inside, and now he's playing a 1 gap against guards.
Right.
Right. I don't know how you sit there and pass him if you're the Washington Redskins. I really, really don't. But that's maybe I'm being cheerleading it for my board.
Well, no, I haven't talked to anyone who believes Jonathan Allen's not worth a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
Maybe even top 5 pick. I mean, he's that good of a player.
Yeah.
But it's just the durability factor and what are the concerns there. So what I mentioned earlier about a run on Alabama players, it makes a lot of sense here, whether it is Foster. I mean, Jonathan Allen, if the medicals are okay, it's a home run pick here for Washington. But I don't know. Washington's front office is going through kind of a state of flux. Mm-hmm. We know obviously Scott McCloughan's no longer there.
Right.
So who's making this pick? Is it Bruce Allen?
Yeah.
I mean, they're a wild card.
Yeah.
What direction they could go?
I think this is I think the head coach is now driving the personnel department there in Washington.
Real quick.
I really do. I think Bruce is not a capable general manager. He's the president of the team. I think he's the guy you want in the room, shaking hands and patting people on the back. But this is clearly going to be Jay Gruden's buying the groceries here.
I just want to shine a light on Jason Garrett right now, just chowing down on those reading glasses he's got. What do you think what's going on in there?
Well, Steven and Jerry, I've been watching them. Steven and Jerry have been kind of back and forth, hitting each other in the ribs. So maybe they feel like, though, that their guy is going to be there. So
maybe, and like they should feel good about that. Like none of their guys have gone yet, but
right.
Doesn't it just kind of suck sitting there and like watching?
Well,
that's
Jerry. He is. He's just sitting there. Will McClay, Chris Hall, Chris with the glasses on top of his head. I mean, right now it's getting close to your time. I mean, it's getting close to you. Here we go. Commissioner with the selection.
With the 17th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Washington Redskins select Jonathan Allen.
Yeah, there you go.
Defensive end, Alabama.
Jonathan Allen. There you go.
You think the Cowboys NFC East rivals are tired of dealing with that offensive line?
Yeah.
Because the Giants love to stock their defensive line. Now you got Derek Barnett in Philly to go with Fletcher Cox, and you got Jonathan Allen in Washington now.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Just had my number 2 and 3 players on my board go 15 and 17.
Wow.
I mean, those are steals. Absolute steals.
Yeah. It's amazing that he lasted that long. I did not hear anything. Maybe after the draft, we'll start to hear some things about the medical stuff, but I did not get the feeling that was going to be a problem. But Jonathan Allen, the very talented defensive end tackle from the University of Alabama, is now a Washington Redskin.